Welcome to the Yorkshire Dad Does BBC News Roulette. Hello, welcome to another episode. This is the second episode of BBC News Roulette, and let's be honest, I have been a little slack in doing them. I promised it would be a weekly feature, and I failed, and I'm sorry it's just gone so dark. But I'm trying to do this natural light. So, today I am going to spin the wheel of roulette, and we will see what we get today. Let's have a go. Are we ready? UK, okay. Right, I am now going to have a look at the BBC News website. Let's have a look and see what we get there. Just bear with me 1 second because I have been terribly underprepared for doing BBC News Roulette. I do like to do this one take. I'm now realising whilst recording this that I'm going to have to do some edits, but please have some faith that I did spin the wheel and it did land on the UK, and that is what I'm going to be talking about. I just need to get and I'm talking alt staccato, and I do not know why. I just need to start recording my screen. Right, so let's have a look. So I am now looking at the screen in front of me. Please bear with. Blah, 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 blah. Right, so, here we go. I am also recording the audio for this, so this is going to be a bit weird for me to edit. Right, so, this is the BBC News homepage, and as you can see, there's a few stories on there, and I think that kind of gives me a bit of a clue as to what we can expect to see on the BBC News website any second now. So let's have a look. Right, UK, and it's no surprise whatsoever that we are going to be talking about May bids to break deadlock over Brexit. Brexit. PM, that's Prime Minister, bids to break deadlock with 2-year deal offer. I heard this on the radio this morning that Theresa May will apparently tell the EU leaders there is a shared responsibility to make Brexit work smoothly as she attempts to break the deadlock in negotiations. In a speech in Florence, the UK Prime Minister will say history will judge Brexit on the vision showed, not the differences faced. The BBC understands she will propose a 2-year transitional deal after March 2019, ahead of a permanent trade deal. It could include payments worth €20 billion, that's about £18 billion, over the 2 years. The BBC assistant political editor Norman Smith said Mrs May was expected to put an offer on the table to try to get Brexit negotiations, due to resume on Monday, moving. It's understood that Mrs May will make what has been described as an open and generous offer, potentially worth €20 billion over 2 years, which could plug a black hole in the current EU budget, which runs to 2020, created by the UK's departure in 2019. Wow. Right, well, what can I say about Brexit? I really... I hate talking about Brexit. it is so divisive. For anybody watching from other parts of the world, it's kind of like Brexit in this country the country was divided in the vote on the 23rd of June 2016 because, let's face it, 52% of the population voted to leave the EU, 48% voted to remain. It was pretty damn close. If we're going to round it up, let's face it, the country was 50-50. I'm not going to start saying I voted one way or the other. I'm not a political channel. Got no interest in getting into politics. In fact, my previous video where I talked about legacies being left for our children, somebody commented that they think Brexit will be, could potentially be one of the biggest legacies we leave our children. And I didn't want to get into a comment discussion as such with that gentleman on. It wasn't being nasty at all, no. But do you know what? I went into that voting booth last June, with the very clear view of both sides of the argument, and I'm not going to get into did politicians lie, because my personal opinion is all politicians lie at some point. Were we told lies? Probably. But that could be said of both sides. The fact is, remaining in the EU is a good thing for Britain. But what we don't know is, will leaving the EU be a good thing for Britain? And that's the problem. We knew what we were staying in by remaining, because that's the status quo. That's the incumbent. We know what we've got. Yes, there's unknowns as to what the EU would develop into in time. Really apologise for the camera shaking. The dog is under the desk. The camera is attached to the microphone boom arm, which is attached to the desk. There's a bit of a behind the scenes there. Do apologise. So yeah, we're going into the unknown. Good boy. We're moving into the unknown. But what we don't know is whether the unknown is going to be better or worse than what we had. And I think that's the challenge that we face, isn't it? We just don't know, and now we have to leave it to politicians to make the best of this situation for us, and we've got to trust them. And trusting a politician is not easy. There's an awful lot of distrust, untrust. So we've got to trust. We haven't got a choice, have we? Yes, people are mounting legal challenges. It kind of annoys me. I believe in democracy, and we've got these people mounting these legal challenges to Brexit. At the end of the day, the country was given a vote. We were given the referendum. The dog's leaving my study. We were given a vote. We were given the referendum. Whether we like it or not, we were given that choice. Personally, I don't think we should have been given the choice in the first place. But hey, we were. We went to the vote. And the vote didn't go the way the government really thought it would do. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, guys. We have got to believe that Theresa May can deliver a good Brexit. And I've got to believe that we all have a responsibility to make Brexit work. Whether we voted leave or remain, we have a responsibility to make Brexit work. Why? Because the next generation are stuck with it, and the generation after that, and the generation after that. They've got to live with this, and we've got to make it work for them. So that's really all I want to say. We've just got to make it work. Stop the whining, stop the moaning. Remainers, you lost. But leavers, don't be arseholes. Can I say arseholes? I just did. Don't be assholes about it. Don't be, wait, and then just forget about it. Brexit has to be delivered. We've got to find a deal. We've got to make a deal. We've got to get the best deal. And quite frankly, I'm just going to leave that to the politicians and try and trust that they can do that for us. And that's all I want to say on it. you know, Brexit is Brexit. It will be what it will be, and we've got a responsibility to make it work. And I am sure the population of this country can make it work. And yeah, that was BBC News Roulette. It's going to land on UK, and it could be politics. It's going to land on politics. I don't really like talking politics. I've got this nasty habit of getting into politics on Twitter around election time and getting into arguments. And the next election I have vowed to stay off Twitter. Want to follow me on Twitter? Here's my Twitter. York's parents. Couldn't get the Yorkshire dad. But I don't like talking politics. I'd rather keep positive vibes on this channel, to be honest. But thank you ever so much for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe. Down there. Like down there. And appreciate you getting this far in the video. Thank you for watching. This has been the Yorkshire Dad Does BBC News Roulette. I will see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.